Do you want to make your own glass texture but don't know how? After this video, you will know. Open Blender, delete the cube by pressing X. Choose split area to divide the screen in two with the left mouse button, press on the little triangle in the corner. On the second view choose split area to divide the view in two with the mouse left button. Put your mouse cursor in the big view and press 1 on the numpad, you will get the front view. Put your cursor in the right top view and press 7 on the numpad, you will get the top view. Put your cursor on the last one which is in the right bottom view and press 0 on the numpad, that will be the camera view. Put your cursor on the front view then press Ctrl plus up arrow, that will maximize the front view. Press Shift plus A, then on the menu, you go to Mesh and you add the grid. The grid is in the wrong position, you want the face, not the side. On the panel on your left, put a check beside Align to View. Put a 3 in the box of X subdivisions and Y subdivisions. Press Tab to go to Edit mode. Now you have to deselect all by pressing A. Right-click on the first vertex, then right-click by pressing Shift, then go down, then right, then go up. Don't select the vertices in the middle except the one at the bottom. Press X, then a menu appears then choose Vertices. Vertices are gone except in the middle. Right-click at the bottom vertex, then press E, extract then press E again. You do this step over and over until half of your vase is done. Drag the vertices of the main middle line into the vase. Your last vertex at the bottom has to be at 0 for X. Shift plus a down arrow to minimize the front view. Press A, then look in the tool menu under Add, you will see button spin. In the box of the angle put 360, in the box under step put 20. Under Axis, the box beside Z put 1.00. Put 0 for X and Y. To remove the doubles vertices, press A twice, then look at the Transform tool panel at the bottom. You will see Remove Doubles. Press Tab to go to Object Mode. Now, you click on Object, Modifier and then Subdivision Surface under Generate. We will modify the vase a little bit to give more style. Press Tab to go to Edit Mode. Press A to deselect all. Ctrl plus up arrow to maximize the front view. Press on this square, so it can select the invisible vertices also. Press B, then draw a box on the second line of vertices. Press S to size it, make it thinner. Press Tab to go to object mode. Press it to deselect. Press Shift plus arrow down to minimize. Now, we will put a table. Shift A, go to plane. Press N, under scale put 10 for X and Y. Control plus down arrow. Click on the vase, then duplicate it using the top view. Put it behind the first vase and increase it in size. Duplicate the first vase, then put it on the right side of the first vase. Size it to a smaller vase. Then duplicate link the small one and put it on the left side. Click on the first vase name and change it to glass. Click on the big one, name it the big one. Click on the two small one, name it BABY1 and BABY2. Click one by one of the vases, click Smooth under shading. Click on the camera under all scenes with left button of your mouse. Hover your cursor in the top view, then press R to rotate. Press G to move the camera in front of the table like in the video. Hover the cursor in front of the front view and press G, bring down the camera. You might do some fixing moving it around. Choose Cycle Render from the menu on top. Choose to render from the menu. Viewport shading for the camera view. Right-click the glass vase from any viewport. Click on the material. Click on Add New Material. Hover the cursor on the front view, press Shift plus F3 to open Node Editor. You will see that you have diffuse BSDF and material output. Rename your material to glass. Hover to the Node Editor view and press Shift plus A to add material. Choose Shader, then Glass BSDF. Change GGX to Beckman. Change roughness to 0.000. Change the IOR to 1.450. Shift plus A, choose Shader, then Mix Shader, then put it on the line between Diffuse BSDF and Material Output. Align the line with the second shader. Pull out a string from glass and to put it on the first shader. Diffuse goes on the second shader. Shift plus A, choose Input and then Fresnel. Put 1.450 for IOR. Pull out a string from FAC of Fresnel to the FAC of the mix shader. Let's go to the big vase. Right-click the big vase in the top view, add view material. Rename it the blue vase. Hover the cursor in the node editor view, press Shift plus A, choose Shader, then Glass BSDF. Change GGK to Beckman. Change roughness to 0.10. Shift plus A, choose Shader then Mix Shader, then align the first shader with the line of the diffuse. Change the FAC to 0.050. For the diffuse BSDF, change the color to dark blue. Roughness to 0.000. Pull out a string from BSDF of the glossy BSDF to the second shader of the mix shader. For the baby vase, you press the arrow that point down under the minus in the material panel, choose Copy Material. Right-click on any of the baby one. Then press Adds New Material, click again on that arrow that's pointing down, choose Paste Material. Rename that material Red Vase. Click on the blue in the node editor view, choose a red color. Press that arrow pointing down to copy and paste it on the other baby vase. Let's work on the table. Right-click on the table and add a new material. Shift plus A. Choose Texture, Image Texture. Open File, then choose woodtable.jpg. Those map file can be downloaded from my website by clicking on the link below the video. Pull out a string from the color of texture image to put it to color in diffuse. To scale the picture and place it in the right position, you need a texture coordinate and a mapping. Shift+A, choose Input, Texture Coordinate. Shift+A, again, choose Vector Mapping. In the mapping window under Scale put X 1.0, Y 2, Z 1.0. Pull out a string from the vector of mapping and bring it to the vector of image texture. Shift+A, choose Texture, Image Texture. Open the file woodtablebump.png. Change color to non-color date. Shift+A, choose Vector, Bump. Change strength to 2. Distance to 0.2. Pull out a string from the color of image texture and bring it to the height of bump. Pull out a string from normal of bump and bring it to the normal of diffuse. Pull out a string from the vector of mapping and bring it to the vector of image texture. Let's duplicate the last image texture. Click on the image texture, press Shift+D, then put that on under. Shift+A, choose Shader, Glossy BSDF. Change GGK to Sharp. Roughness 0.0. Pull out a string from the color of the image texture and bring to the color of glossy. Shift+A, choose Shader, mix shader and align the line on the first shader. Pull out a string from glossy to put it in the second shader. Change the FAC of the mix shader to 0.6. We are done for the table. Let's work in the background. Click on the little world in the node editor. Click on the world in the material panel, then choose Use Nodes. Shift plus A, choose Texture, Image Texture, open the file brickwall.jpg. Change flat to box. Pull out a string from a color of image texture and bring it to the color of the background. Shift plus A, choose Input then Texture Coordinate and bring it to the vector of mapping and bring it to the vector of image texture. In the mapping window, under location x 2.9 y 1.60 z 1.0. Shift plus A, choose Vector. Shift plus A, choose Texture, Image Texture. Open brickwallbump.png. Change color to non-color data, flat to box. Bump strength 3.0, distance 1. Pull out a string from the color of image texture to the height of bump. Shift plus A, choose Shader, Mix Shader, align the first shader with the line. Change the FAC to 0.8. Pull the string out of the bump and bring it to the second shader of the mix shader. Click on the mapping then. Press Shift plus D, put it beside the image texture. Pull a string out of Generate of Texture Coordinate and bring it to the vector of mapping. Pull out a string from vector mapping to the vector of image texture. That's it for the background. Now the lights. Put it back to the 3D view. Right-click View on the light. Click on the light. Change from point to sun. Use node. Change strength to 2. Click on the Render panel, go down to Light Path and then uncheck Reflective Caustics and Refraction Caustics. That will remove the fireflies from the scene. In the Light panel, change Sun to Point. Move the light around. Before rendering, instead of the image editor, choose New Window F12 to render. You can see the bricks are not at the right place. Go back to the node editor. Click on the little world at the bottom, beside the image texture for color. Change the number in the mapping window, under Location. X 2.9 Y 1.6 Z minus 18.100. Go to the mapping besides the image texture for the bump. Put down the same number under location. Change the numbers until the bricks are perfect. Do some experiment with the lightning. Click on the Glassvase, open the node editor. Change IOR in Glassvase DF to 0.7. Fresnel, IOR to 1.050. There's your picture. Thanks for watching and don't forget to subscribe for more videos.